Hello there, youngling. What can old Zabar do for you today? I don't recognize your face. You must be new in town. If you're looking for work, the God Captain is looking for an adventurous sort to deal with old Lord Hovart. Ye can find him around the corner thar to the east, near the old H.U.B platform. If you're looking for adventure, you really should talk to the Captain. The Legion's always got itty-bitty tasks for anyone who's got the stomach for such shenanigans. If it's equipment you're wanting, I'm sure I can get ye set up good in no time. Back again? Shop's always open, and there's always more Krug to fight, so take a look at my wares. We here in the Middlelands are always well prepared for anything. There are a few routes to the town of Crystwind, but I suggest you follow the road east. You'll travel near the Hiroth River through Helios Valley, then across the deep gorge in Helios Divide, and into the ancient crypt to the south. If you can get past the undead, you'll find yourself emerging back outside in Hovart Marsh. It's a bit of a trek to Hovart's Folly, but the scenery is worth the journey. Once you've cleared your way through the Folly, it's a quick walk south through Elddim Glade to the Crystwind mines. And the mines exit right into the town of Crystwind itself. Hello there, youngling.
The Krug are getting more cheeky every day. They already smashed the old orchard house. I'd rather go back to Fallraen, but I owe some money to those adventurers in the inn. If you could pay me out, we can leave this place together. Bah, just as well. It's heroics that's called for now, and I've no business dragging you into Elddim's mess. Good luck to ye.
The Krug are going to invade Elddim from the Great Northern Forest. We are all going to die. Run away.
This town is in trouble, but I don't think anyone is taking it seriously. What with Krug setting up camp just outside town, and Lord Hovart's undead slaves terrifying the countryside, you'd think everyone would want to join the Legion and aid Elddim's defense. There are a few routes to the town of Crystwind, but I suggest you follow the road east.
Maybe I should join the Legion. I wouldn't mind winning my very own undead blade next time one of Lord Hovart's skeletal minions is spotted in the woods. If you venture east along the road, you'll probably get one too. Most of the new recruits have one already. There are a few routes to the town of Crystwind.
Sorry for looking such a mess. I took an arrow yesterday walking through the Hiroth Valley, but I'm not really all that injured. Keldy's got me patched up, and I'm ready to get back into the fight again if someone will just believe in me. If you need a good archer to escort you through the mess beyond Elddim, I'd be glad to help. I just need some gold to settle my healing bill. Interested?
A lady has to try, doesn't she? If you change your mind, you'll know where to find me.
Our specials today are Gremmel stew, Gremmel pie, and fried Gremmel with eggs. The butcher is keeping all the pork to himself. He keeps going on about a famine coming, seeing as the Krug have killed most of our livestock. Gremmel loaf?
I've been meeting with Priestess Kelty ever since the Troubles began. I think I might join the Utraean Society. I've always wanted to be a counselor to people, and to help them with their problems. I'm not cut out to fight the Krug with a blade. Maybe I can learn to fry them with magic?
I used to live on a farm in between the ancient crypt and Hovart's Folly. Wonderful pasture lands there. So quiet and peaceful. That is, until the undead started coming at us from both sides. I barely escaped with my life, but my cousins were taken by the hordes. I don't think I'll ever see them again, alive.
I used to tend a farmstead to the east along the road to the ancient crypts, but the fiends belonging to that old ghoul Hovart kept tapping on the windows while I slept and ate the brains of all my livestock. Now I tend to Miller Brienne's corn, or at least I did until my scythe disappeared. There are few routes to the town of Crystwind, but
Zabar sent you, did he? I'm sure you've heard of Hovart's Folly, yes? No? Well, old Lord Hovart was once the master of these parts. He taxed everything that moved, down to our very gravestones, all to build an underground fortress for his bride-to-be. After the fortress was built, strange things started occurring. At first it was just a missing farmer or oxen every now and then, but then the disappearances became more frequent. We tried to protect the outlying farms, but we weren't prepared for an entire undead army. Seems Hovart's grand palace had become nothing more than a haunted, spider-infested mausoleum. I have in my possession a journal written by one of Lord Hovart's guardsmen, Fallraen. Guard Fallraen mentions an artifact located in the ancient crypt to the east. He claims the artifact is a gavel of convening that Hovart's vizier had created. Lord Hovart should be drawn to anyone who possesses the gavel. You must find the gavel of convening, confront Lord Hovart, and destroy him.
I'm killing all my pigs and salting the meat. With all these Krug about, we won't be able to send caravans to trade with other lands. Even if we could reach other villages, I hear they're just as bad off.
'Tis a sad day when thy family is driven out of house and home by filthy marauding beasts. We tended the ruined temple to the west just outside of the great northern forest. There must have been a terrible battle there once upon a time, if the strength of the newly awakened dead is any indication. There are a few routes to the town of Crystwind.
Well, I suppose you'll be wanting to get patched up so you can run out and get yourself torn up by the Krug again. There are so many of them in these parts lately. Now if I was you, I'd learn myself some spells quick as a cat and blast them all from afar.
So, you are up to the task of aiding the society, are you? I'm sure you've heard of the Townstones and how nearly all have been lost over the centuries, yes? Well, it's time for them to be found. The Society has called for the unification of the Townstones in Hiroth, and all must be present. The Elddim Sunrise Stone was last in the possession of my great-grandmother, who served as the Legion Protectorate of the crypts to the east. When old Lord Hovart betrayed us, she hid the stone somewhere in the tombs. He held her prisoner until she was old and gray, but she never revealed the secret. She died just hours after her release, and only had time enough to tell my mother that the stone was safely hidden. You are welcome to peruse my shelves for anything which might be of use to you. If you are able to find the Elddim Townstone, I will give you my signet ring to help you on your journeys. The longer the Townstones remain scattered, the greater the danger for us all. May Atunai bless you and send you luck. There are a few routes to the town of Crystwind.
One of the Legion's old displacer platforms is located just outside the entrance to the ancient crypt. We don't use it much these days, but I just checked it a few days ago, and it seems to be working as well as can be expected. If you're missing town life, just touch the statuette, and you'll be whisked back to Elddim in a blink of an eye. You'll find it up on the plateau southeast across the bridge here.
What are ye doing out here so far away from the safety of town, eh? This ain't no place for civilians, by golly. It's true these displacer platforms need checking every now and then, but I lost me mates along the way, and me helm was stolen by some stinking Krug. If ye was smart, ye'd head south to Crystwind through the mines, and leave me to my fate. I've been enjoying a bit of a staring contest with these unholy dung sniffers, and I don't mean to leave until they feel the edge of my blade.
An adventurer as experienced as yourself shouldn't waste time exploring this area. You'll be swatting everything that moves as if they were nothing more than pesky houseflies.
You look like a resourceful sort of person. The Society might have need of one such as yourself, if you're in the mood. Interested? Crystwind has need of a brave adventurer. But how do I know you won't just rob us blind? I'm not so good at reading people myself. If you travel to Elddim, Speak with Utraean priestess Kelti in the Shrine of Passion there. She is seeking one with a strong soul and daring heart, and she is much better equipped to deal with those who don't quite fit the mold. If Priestess Kelti deems you trustworthy, I may have something for you later.
I was searching for a particular runic stone, rumored to be around the ruins here when the troubles began. I lost my assistant and faithful old mule to a Krug shaman and his filthy escort. Legend has it that the rune is shaped like a diamond and cannot chip nor break. I swear I glimpsed it under a bush when the Krug attacked. If you happen to journey that way and come across it, I'll reward you well if you bring it back. No rune yet? Drat? Maybe those green-skinned runts picked it up. The oafs are probably using it as a grinding stone already. It's not like their shaman know the first thing about antiquities.
Everyone knows women make better fighters, so you better believe I can smith a blade stronger than a man can break. Besides that, I get my ores from a special source, so they temper better than the rot you'll find elsewhere.
These fools do not know a friend when they see him. I turn my spells against the Droog, but these dwarves do not trust me because I am traveler. Outsider. I know these Droog have my cousin Lisbeth in a fortress in the Hiroth Canyon. I must know she is well. Perhaps if I come with you, they shall let me in, eh? I shall be sorcerer for you cheap. That good? Go then. If you do not trust Zark, I shall find someone else who needs the best sorcerer the travelers have to offer.
It's hot work minding the gates. What with all the dust and Krug shaman constantly lofting fireballs at us, I don't think I'll ever get the stink out of my armor. What I wouldn't give for a trip east to Fallraen.
I heard the road south to Quillrabe has been blockaded by the Droog. What do you think they're in such a tiffy about this time?
The drought is making everyone's tempers on edge, even the Droog. It's said the Helios River to the south is the shallowest it's ever been, and the falls are just a trickle. No wonder the Krug took shelter in the mines. At least it's still cool underground.
Ye gods, you have finished Lord Hovert at long last. By the stars you have. We are indebted to you, friend. Hovart's conspirators have taken a heavy toll on this town. We are a mere shadow of our former glory. Thanks to you, we might even be able to let some of the villagers from outlying farms return home. If you'll give me that filthy gavel, I'll make sure it's destroyed. Ugh. You can almost feel the decay in this thing. And it's said our own conjurer Orkin crafted the thing. He won't be up to any more trouble with Utraean priest Sarden keeping an eye on him. Well, here's a little something for your troubles. By the way, if you are courageous enough to do battle with that ghoul Hovart, perhaps you'd be willing to take a crack at helping us regain control of the Crystwind mines. The mines have never been the safest place, but until recently, we never had a problem with the creatures that live there. We used to see the occasional Krug raiding party in these parts, and we even traded with their guards, but this is all-out war. We'd be much obliged if you'd be willing to investigate the deep mines and open the route to Fallraen again. We haven't been able to get ore through to them for months. They must be smelting silverware by now.
Good day to you, friend. There's been a rock slide on the usual road to Fallraen, so we've been directing all travelers to follow the eastern path instead. You'll find it a bit longer, but the scenery is quite lovely.
I left Elddim to seek my fortune in the mountains, and what did I get? Frostbite, that's what. I found mostly a load of junk I don't need, but I do have a few furs. If you want to buy any of it, be my guest. At least food is plentiful. While I'm not too fond of wolf meat, it's better than nothing. Besides, the nasty creatures are everywhere in this area. I've never seen such large packs before. Is there no place for a bright girl to make a living in this land? I'd try my luck in Fallraen to the southeast, but there's a fearsome horde of brack blocking the way just down the path. Those glitter balls they throw sting something awful, too.
Ish. You don't need me to tell you how adept your survival skills are. It's clear you're more than adequately prepared for anything that's around these parts. Aye, you can get to the town of Marin from here without too much difficulty if you have a strong sword arm and courageous heart.
Good day to you, stranger. You might want to stop by the tavern for an ale to warm you up on this frosty day. Leorn's got some fine fur-lined boots for sale over at the Fire and Ice Forge if you're needing supplies. I'm afraid there's not much to be had in terms of quality weapons. With the road to Crystwind blocked, we haven't received any ore in months.
Hail and well met. Fallraen is as safe as they get. But if you venture beyond the walls, there's no telling what might come to pass. The road to Elddim is closed. Marin lies distant to the northeast, and all that's up north is a cave full of vermin. Lovely day for a walk around the Magicatorium, eh? Aye.
Now, who would you be? No, wait, let me guess. I've got it. You're a demon in disguise from the northern reaches, about to turn me into a pillar of ice, right? Wait, no? Well, you can't blame a man for having some fun in times like this. Might as well shop for a bit then, eh? You understand I didn't mean anything by that demon joke, right? But if you do want to get to know some demons, there's a cave full of them up north. Or if you've got the skill, I'll sell you the secret on how to conjure your own. Aye, you can get to the town of Marin from here without too much difficulty if you have a strong sword arm and courageous heart.
Oh, hail, stranger. If you need magic stuff, talk to Killian. I've got too much to do now that Priest Lagrath's gone. I'm of mind to send out a search party for him. Well, you think you can help, do you? I don't know. How's this? Go talk to Utraean Priestess Kelty over in Elddim. She's always looking for trustworthy individuals to assist the society. I might have a job for you when you're finished.
The bandits are making trouble, but then they always do. A word of advice, stay away from them, and they'll leave you alone. If you need a safe place to stay, go north to Marin. The people there are a little strange, but they'll do right by you. Of course, if you need more equipment, I've still got some left. If you need a safe place to stay, go north to Marin.
I was once a bit of a bandit myself. Now I trade with all and pick up the trinkets lying about after they kill each other. Touchy folk bandits are. Here in the lower slopes of Mount Utrae, it's Belwar and his band who choose if you live or die. You might escape them at the tree line near the summit, but the coven of swamp witches on the southern slopes will never let you pass alive. Still, with gold in your pockets, perhaps you could bribe them.
Seeking your fortunes in the murky waters of Langmire, are ye? You'll know this place is seething with danger then, with only the gods know what lurking beneath the muck. I'd never be out this way myself, except someone has to wipe the signs clear of mold and trim the wicks on the torches. Lang is a goodly trudge west of here. Just follow your nose. Them torches burn pure troll fat, and it stinks worse than a swamp witch's breath.
The town of Quillrabe is a nice sight after the dreariness of Lang. You'll be wanting to head south along the boardwalk, and then west after the guard tower on Grod's Island, until you see the entrance to the Goblin Warrens ahead. We do a fair bit of trading with the little green folk, so they might be inclined to let you pass through their tunnels to Redwood Gap. Once in the forest, stay to the south and west. Cross the bridge over the gulch and continue along the forest path until you come to the Furies' Den. If you can avoid the Furies, you should make it out to Iliarth Canyon. Make your way down to the river's side and follow it through Iliarth Falls. There is a footpath down the cliff face to the canyon floor, narrow though it may be. Stay close to the river through Quillrabe canyons, and eventually you'll come to Quillrabe itself. Might want to pack a fair bit of provisions, as it's a long trip through hostile territory.
The town of Quillrabe is a nice sight after the dreariness of Lang. I just got chased by a fish the size of a whale into that old abandoned mine shaft in Redwood Gap. Luckily, I managed to grab hold of a beam as I fell in. The sounds coming from that pit were not natural. I hate to think what it was.
The town of Quillrabe is a nice sight after the dreariness of Lang. Blasted mosquitoes! At least they're not oversized like the bugs coming out of the southern forest. Even the undead won't go that way these days.
If you head out into the swamp, look closely at the trees. They don't all get their food from sunlight, if you know what I mean. Come inside, my child. Now, you'll be looking for a fortune, or perhaps a premonition. Well, I'll tell you this. There are great things in store for you to the north, if you're willing to take the risk. I've seen visions of the horrors emerging from the sulphurous caves. Perhaps you are the one to clean them out once and for all? Ah, Priestess Kelty spoke to me in my dreams about you. That fool, Priest Lagrith of Fallraen, tried and failed to steal the Lang Mosquito Stone for his own uses. I hear a band of Furuks rewarded him well for his shenanigans. Ha! The old goat seems to think all will be milk and honey once the circle is built. But mark my words, the man is too senile to remember even what month it is. I have tried to warn the society, but they do not listen to old witches like they should. I have the Lang Mosquito Stone, and I will give it to you. But take note, all is not as it seems in the Utraean Peninsula. Very well, you accept. It is high time the Utraean society learned not to meddle in things they do not understand. I admit my visions are cloudy, but I fear the omens have been ill lately. I've frightened you, have I? Well, good. You seemed a tad too cocky there, my friend. Never embark on a journey without being prepared for the worst. That's what I always say. Now then, go to Quillrabe and have a draught of ale next to the river Iliart. I'm sure it will cheer you up, and you can speak with Utraean Priest Fertile while you are there.
If you head south into Redwood Gap, stay away from the cave to the east. It may look like an abandoned mine shaft, but no one who enters ever returns.
My brother left to explore that abandoned mining cave to the south, in Redwood Gap. It's been 6 months, and he still hasn't returned. Seems all those warning signs weren't enough to knock some common sense into his head.
Hey, old friend. It's a fair time you've chosen for traveling, what with all the forest creatures as aggravated as they are now. I'd advise you to stay close to the path and head south to the town of Quillrabe. The Sanctuary Keeper may have more news for you, if she survived the trip out there. There have been rumors of drakes in the vicinity.
I seem to have lost my way. I don't suppose you could tell me the way to Master Inglemore's cottage. Ah, well. I have a few items he was interested in. But you'd do just as well if they're to your liking. The wolves around here are the fiercest I've seen. It's not safe for a simple scribe to be running around these woods alone. The sooner I dispose of this extra weight, the sooner I can return home to Lang. The Sanctuary Keeper passed this way not too long ago. She seemed most anxious to be out of the forest. Said there'd been rumors of undead to the southwest, and vicious creatures with terrible chittering teeth had been spotted in the old caves near that area. Makes me almost want to hide in that abandoned mine to the east.
Haven't you heard? The sanctuary has been inundated with water. I overwintered in Lang and returned to find everything in disarray. Everyone's calling it the flooded sanctuary now. And if that wasn't enough, an entire brood of nasty creatures has taken up residence inside. What's needed is a strong, brave adventurer to put things right. Someone like you, perhaps? It's just west there, down the stairs, if you care to take a peek.
Aye, that's right. Go show those Druid patrols who to bow down to. They'll be quaking in their sandals at the sight of ye. They will. Course, they're not that much of a bother, tell ye the truth. And all you'll do is dull your weapons against their heads. Ye might be better suited to fodder a bit more evenly matched. Maybe some of them drakes down south.
Stranger and stranger. Last week Orel sees zombies from Lang. This week Orel see you. Someone been telling you about Orel's special leather, maybe? Magic. Strong. Potions. Wands. This and more. I have in store. Come.
You are the one High Priestess Kelty has anointed, I see. Well, I want to see the Circle united just like everyone else, but, I'm afraid that won't be possible. That is, Quillrabe used to have a terrible problem with the dragons preying on townspeople. We finally put an end to the rampage by offering tribute. The Dragon Queen could take whatever she wanted if she and her drakes would leave us in peace. The Dragon Queen looked over our meager possessions and flamed 3 more of our warriors. We were forced to bring the Quillrabe Mask Stone out of hiding. The Dragon Queen, took one look at the stone and refused to consider any other payment. She flew off with it in her talons, and we haven't seen it since. You can, try to steal it from her, but more than likely you'll just end up getting turned to, cinders like all the others. If you did find it, and the circle was built, we'd finally have control of those winged rats. Why else would the Dragon Queen care so much for, something so insignificant if it didn't affect her in some way? The Dragon Queen lives in a vast network of catacombs to the south. Beware, though, her drakes are never far from her side.
The Quillrabe drogue warned me there'd be drakes ahead, but why would I have ever believed them? Drakes are the stuff out of the old legends, like unicorns. I still wouldn't have thought them real had I not seen one for myself. I do hope poor Elsie will recover after that terrible fall she took when the beast roared at us. Drat it all. I came all the way out here to study the strange monument across the bridge, but with my mare so lame, I'll be stuck out here for weeks now. I could use a few more provisions if you have any to spare, and I've picked up a few items you might be interested in. Maybe it's a good thing you're down here after all. An intrepid adventurer such as yourself might be in the mood for a bit of drake hunting, no? You'll be better prepared with a few of the items I found if you care to trade. They should last you till you reach Hiroth, I'm sure.
So, you're the one they say is marked with fire. If you're headed to Grescal, why not go through the Utraean Basilicus? It's rumored that you can travel there overland if you enter the mausoleum underneath Castle Hiroth. I've heard there's an entrance within one of the castle towers, and the mausoleum still has the old criminal's exit to the Mesa Desert. If you head east, eventually you'll hit the edge of the Grescal Dunes. Grescal itself is somewhere east of there around the oasis. However, only a fool would try to cross the desert without a guide. Grescal is a hermit's village for a reason, you know.
The Utraean circle is ready to be completed, but you are missing the Mirren fish stone. Speak with Utraean priest Toss and Marin, then return here to me.
Thy arrival comes at a momentous time, my child. I sense much evil in the world. The northern drakes are restless, I fear, and that means grave danger is in store for us all. The shrine will keep thee safe even in times of peril.
Used to be anyone could explore Castle Hiroth and maybe even meet the Queen.
But ever since she died, the doors have been closed. If you look in the windows, you'll see strange shadows moving around inside. And now the town is being attacked by undead.
So, you're the one they say is marked with fire. Hiroth has lost nearly a full regiment this week to the skeletal horde around the castle. It wouldn't be so bad if the undead had taken similar losses, but they're raising our dead to add to their ranks.
I've heard strange sounds coming out of Hiroth Ravine to the north on many a night. All manner of growls and hisses. I have no idea what's in there, but I'm staying far away from it.
What do you do if a skeleton asks you the way to the barn? Run! Ha!
I haven't seen this many undead in my life. If we could turn bones into gold, we'd be rich.
It's said that the Dragon Queen herself lives in the Drake Nest to the north. I don't believe it, though. Hiroth Ravine is filled with deer, and I've never seen anything other than seagulls flying overhead.
So, you're the one they say is marked with fire. The keep is overrun, and the dungeon's flooded. We knew the peace couldn't last with the Queen dead these last 5 years, and not an heir in sight. They say Grescal holds the key, but who can survive the empty eastern desert to bring it back?
Loola likes the lift. Loola says shiny baubles. Lift goes down filled with fearless parties. Lift comes up filled with shiny bauble. Loola laughs. Loola likes the lift. I am Loola, lady of the lift. Want some shiny baubles? Loola likes the lift. So tell Loola. Have the Maljin eaten everyone from the mainland yet? Loola thinks they will be more thorough than they were last time. Might as well buy some nicer baubles to die with when they come for you. They said there was no lift. Loola likes the lift. They said there was no escape. Loola runs fast. They said the Maljin would never come again. Loola laughs. Loola likes the lift. Couple more baubles from Loola.
I've been crafting out here in Grescal going on 30 years. It's quiet, all right, but that's what we prefer. You won't find anyone who'd spend any length of time here who isn't a bit of a hermit. You're welcome to take a look at my wares if you like. Still in town, are you? You'll burn your feet on the sand if you stay in one place for too long. You'll find my boots will keep you cool. Just don't head into the dunes if you value your sanity, eh? You want directions? Ha! Grescal is surrounded by desert. You can't go anywhere from here and expect to survive the elements. If you really want to leave, go through the Basilicus. You can find the portal to it on the western edge of the village.
You want directions? Them gick are good eatin'. Easy to catch and they taste like chicken.
You want directions? I spent a few months lost in the endless dunes. Somehow I reached the Mesa Desert and its towering cliffs, and while they were amazing to see, they were just as lifeless as the dunes.
I've traveled extensively through these parts, and I can tell you all that's out there is empty rolling dunes that go on forever.
You want directions?
I had a strange dream last night. I was lost in the endless desert and came upon 2 huge pyramids. I entered the first and found myself in a dim hallway that seemed to go on forever. I must have been nearing the end, because I heard seagulls and waves lapping at a shore. I saw sunlight at the end of the tunnel growing brighter and brighter. and then I awoke.
You want directions? It said that you can reach the town of Hiroth far to the west of here. But who would be fool enough to set out into the desert for a trip that takes weeks of travel? One good sandstorm and you're a gunner.
I bet Sultran's already filled your head with tales of woe about the southern dunes. And he's right. You won't get very far without a goodly supply of my healing elixirs.
If this drought keeps up, there will not be much here other than dust and blowing sand. That's why we must succeed in assembling the circle in Hiroth. I have dreamt of a vast reservoir of water hidden beneath the land. I am certain the Utraeans stockpiled it just for times like these. When the circle is complete, we will finally be able to use it, and the town of Grescal will be saved. The Grescal palm stone was stolen from us a few nights back. I fear there is something living in the ruined Utraean temple, northeast of town. We found the stone guardian with his throat slashed, and the townstone gone from its resting place. I have heard tales of your bravery. I am certain you are the one who can find our stone and carry it safely to Hiroth. Please do not fail us now.